Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Wizard's Lizard. So, I've actually looked up a couple of things. You know, we're getting to the point in the game where, you know, I should probably know things. And I think I figured out how to work that whole graveyard. I know, I'm terrible with names. I know one of you was telling me about the graveyard on the first level, but me not exactly knowing what's going on and not willing to look it up quite yet, didn't exactly know what you meant. So, this time I'm going to see if I can get that going. Just gotta find it before I run out of rooms on this floor, otherwise it's actually going to be very hard to pull off. Nope, this isn't it. Wow. Apparently the ice sword is expensive. I'd love to get that flame spear, whatever that flame spear is supposed to be, but chances are not gonna get that. Oh, right. Of course, worst comes to worst, I can just, you know, mash my face into spikes, because that is always an fine enough alternative to getting killed via enemies. Anyway, let's murder this owl. So we're doing double dagger again, largely because double dagger is my favorite. I'd say it goes like double dagger and then hunting spear, interestingly enough. Because even though the hunting spear, I think, does less damage than all the other weapons, just sheerly based on, you know, cost and whatnot, I do believe, or just the attack speed, maybe the range, maybe the damage, I don't know. Something about it feels better than, like, the axe. Maybe the sword is okay. Wait, no, we don't have an extra sword. Anyway, essentially we need to find some more blueprints for some actually better weapons. This is the door out, which is not something we want to deal with yet. So, let's just keep looking. We also should keep our eyes out for cracked sections of the wall, because I'd really like to go to the forest, because the forest has some pretty nice rewards. And, you know, at this point, I'm pretty good at handling it anyway. So, I'll keep my eye out for that, and probably do a jump cut, but first, we're gonna go look for this thing. Whatever this thing is, wherever I find it. Just gonna take some looking. And, like, I'm not trying to be coy here so much as, like, I'm not entirely sure what's supposed to go on here. So, well, actually, you know, getting hit by the owl here, not actually that big of a deal. Anyway, we got a wizard's ring, which is not as good as the Dark Iron Ring, in my opinion, largely because I barely use the spells in this game, and I think it only affects the Soul Orb, and considering I very rarely find a modification for that, it's not very good. Oh, right, of course. This place has monsters in it. Well, let's summon every single zombie, not entirely sure if that makes any kind of difference, and see if this works. And if it doesn't work, it's your guys' fault. Yes. Come to me, zombies. Come to me. Should slightly get out of here just so they don't immediately start walloping me. Okay, so one of those zombies is purple, which I think is supposed to be the specific dude. He's definitely moving a lot slower. So yep, there it is. Aha! So I knew there was some kind of secret in here. I just was not entirely sure what said secret was. And I think this is actually how you get one of the secret, one of the unlockable characters. Anyway, let's pick up Arthur's Lance, which, wow, that thing goes pretty far. I'm gonna have to use and abuse this liberally, because it does a lot of damage. Alright, so we've pretty much cleared out this level. Technically we have the shop we can go to, but that's stupid. So I'm just going to comb over the level, find the, you know, the way to get to the forest, and, oh, is that it right there? Well, that makes my life easy. I was gonna, you know, go searching high and low for this place. In the end, didn't need to. Convenient. Anyway, so, how are we doing? Well, I'm not going to say we cheated so much as just we're kind of a jerk face. Now, admittedly, because I went for the forest and not anywhere else, we're not actually going to have the chance to become human again for quite, or human. We're not going to have the chance to become living again for quite a while. Also feels like Arthur's Lance not as good as I'm giving it credit for. I'm just kind of hooking the slime here, because I put myself in a bit of an awkward position. But, you know what? If this is a short run as a result of my decisions here, I'm just going to accept that. But, ideally, I'd like to make it up to, you know, Sewers level 2, and get some, well, get back to life. Because, realistically, what I should have done was not gone into the forest. I just wasn't exactly thinking. I was just like, you know, I'll just revive in the forest. That doesn't happen, I think. Anyway, I'm trying to hit that thing, so, whoa. Pretty much just flying directly for me. Looks like we got a skeleton nest down south here. so I should probably focus on getting it. Now, I'm noticing that the Arthur's lance really doesn't actually do that much extra damage, much to my general surprise. I was expecting it to do, like, crazy time damage, but kind of makes sense why it wouldn't. It'd be kind of broken if they give you, like, one of the best weapons in the game right off the bat, just for killing yourself on the graveyard section. Let's get some of our health back, too. Right. You can hide over on the side here. And, I guess, just murder bats. So, question. How are we going to... well, we're not taking too much damage. There's going to be a healing potion, I think, at the end of the level, as usual, and we're going to be good from there. I think I should probably start investing my initial money if I'm... Whoa! Okay, did not realize that that slime was going to be the pugilistic variety. And we get a soul orb for our efforts. Awesome. Multiple. So... I'm trying to think, it's just like, should I do most of my runs like this in the future? I don't think so. I think it would be much better if I actually, you know, varied it up. Ow. Huh. I didn't take damage for that. Or something. It's confusing. Okay, so we've got a lot of rooms left here, and the forest level is actually one of those where I'm more than willing to go out of my way to clear the entire way through, because I believe it always has a villager. I'm not entirely sure there. But I think it's going to be worth it. Oh hey, we can come back to life here. Did not actually know that. Cool! And we're going to be full health too, I believe. Nope, never mind. Not full health. And boy, is everything dark. I forgot about that fact. Oh, right. One of the other secrets I know you can get in this game is by picking up this shovel and bringing it all the way down to another level. But I really don't feel like doing that. Because... the shovel's kind of a crap weapon, and I don't feel like I'm good enough to make up for that fact. If I had the blueprints for the spiked armor, I think I would be in a fine position for that kind of business. Let's put our totem down and let it handle them to a small degree. At least, you know, a little bit of extra DPS. Man, my frame rate is not happy with me for being in this room. It's starting to normalize, but honestly, I shouldn't be very surprised that it would get grumpy for this. It's a lot of little dudes on screen, a lot of little stuff, and realistically, it's an indie game. I shouldn't expect it to be the most optimized programming ever. I probably could actually lower the graphics, so I'd never have this issue. But, you know, it's so pretty as it is. You know, nice pseudo-vector graphics. It's like, this is kind of how I wish Binding of Isaac would look, or Rebirth would look, instead of, you know, even pixelier and grungier and bloodier. Because... you know, that aesthetic just doesn't appeal to me. It's part of the reason why I've been pouring so much of my time into Wizard's Lizard instead of Binding of Isaac, because I really don't have the time for both, and this one intrigues me a little bit more just because there's a lot I don't know about it. It, at base level, is not nearly as deep as Binding of Isaac in a lot of ways, but I'm just enjoying the experience a little bit more, because Binding of Isaac I can make an extremely, like, bad tactical decision, and it will screw me for the rest of the game. Or, you know, sometimes my luck will just never hold out, whereas this one's a little bit easier. And if you know what you're doing, and you're good at dodging, you can pretty much make it out okay. Whereas, like, Binding of Isaac, you get down to certain sections of the game, you're just gonna get killed no matter what, and that's something that makes me a little bit grumpy. But, I mean, it's a roguelike. It should be like that. I like the slightly more casual experience of the Wizard's Lizard. Of course, by the time that I unlock everything in this game, you know what, I'm not going to go for the chest just in case it's a mimic. I have almost no room to maneuver, and that would be a very, very bad thing. But, no, I'll probably go back to Binding of Isaac as soon as I've beaten this game a couple of times, unlocked the secret characters, you know. Seen this through to the end, but currently I think we've played a heck of a lot more Binding of Isaac on this channel, and it's nice to switch it up a bit, and I'll probably go back to the daily runs very shortly. It's just, you know, wizard's gloves. Great. For all the spell casting I don't do. Even though I do have, like, 9 orbs of it, so I should probably just use it. Well, I was kind of hoping it would just insta-give the owl. Note to self, don't be that risky in the future. Anyway, so we got a blueprint. We can afford the blueprint. Wow. Wizard's hat. Cool. I was not actually expecting to have enough cash for that. Of course, that means if there is a shop, I'm not going to be able to afford anything in it, but considering we've got this weapon, I'm not exactly, concerned. I guess as far as it goes, this weapon does probably more damage than anything I can pick up. Could be wrong about that fact. I really would have to look it up on the wiki to know for sure. And you know what? While we're using this, I think I'm just going to keep this run as pure Arthur's Lance while we're here, especially if we manage to get to the point where we can unlock that character, even though I actually have no idea where that section is. Anyways, kill the slime ball. Hopefully we can also get some spiked equipment along the way. I mean, if we find the vendor here and he's selling it, we're probably not going to have enough, which kind of sucks, but I mean, hopefully our chances will just persist and we'll be able to, you know, get it later. That's a mimic. Probably should wait to open chests until I'm done with a level instead, but I have greed issues. Seriously, it's like, you know, Dark Souls, where I'll just be like, ooh, shiny, and then proceed to open up the chest, get eaten by a mimic. We're in the middle of the level. You know, I haven't found a bonfire recently, so there's, you know, no good way of me getting back to where I was. I'm trying to take out the slime just because he's going to be a problem. And, I mean, at this point, everything's pretty much in the bag. We're still going to have to deal with the boss room, but that's not that big of a deal. And, I mean, I'm at 25 health, but that's better than I was when I came in here. A la revival room. And at some point I'm going to have to check if you can use a revival room twice, because that could be actually really interesting. Seems kind of cheap to me, though. So, my bet is probably not. Actually, we've made quite a lot of money on this room. And unless the, like, next room is a shop, there might not actually be a shop or a villager on this level. Makes me kind of sad. Oh. Let's take out this mushroom, not take any damage. It gets complicated, and some of these levels are a little cramped. Actually, I just realized why I like this game better than Binding of Isaac. I have more room to maneuver. I think that's it. I think that is purely the difference in why I like this game over Binding of Isaac at, like, a baseline level. Because Binding of Isaac, you're always in these, like, cramped little rooms with all sorts of, like, death pits and pain bits and rocks and stuff. Whereas here we've got traps, but like I can maneuver around them. We've got a massive room to, you know, wander around and not have to worry about things. And to me, that is a much more freeing experience. Yep, no shop here. So all we had was the blueprint. With luck, we'll find another shop on the 3rd level, and maybe can get ourselves some nice boosting equipment. Because as it stands, we've got extra health, our totems are a little bit better, and our magic's a little bit better. And realistically, I would love to have just pure extra damage, because that is far more important to me than really anything else. Okay, he's dead. Let's take out the explosive mushroom. Really trying to take out the explosive mushrooms. There are a lot of werewolves over there. I'm just going to toss this over there. Apparently that will not actually block the werewolves. Good to know. And take out the man-eater. Okay, so now all we have to deal with is actually some more stuff on the southern section of the map, and a lot of werewolves that are just kind of marching around the outside, which I'm not entirely sure what their plan is, but, you know, conga line on the outside of the map. It's cool. Works for me. He's also stuck in the webbing. Thank you very much. Makes everything easy. Yeah, who's left? Got skeleton piles. I don't think skeleton piles poop out skeletons when you're not dead, which I'm kind of happy about. Anyway. What do we get from the chest? Please be armor and not, you know, a weapon that I probably don't need. Also, we're not full health. We're almost full health. We're getting there. And, god damn it. That makes an amazing noise. I think I'm going to have to put the King Arthur's Lance on hold just because I know how to get that one. Whereas this, I've never seen before, and I have no idea when I'm going to get it again. Looks like it's got quite a lot of bounces before it goes away, which is probably means it's better? I don't know. Realistically, I'll figure out the secret character stuff later. But, like I said, I can get the Lance next episode. I can't get the Golden Axe for a while again, probably. Watch it just be absolutely awful. Uh-oh. It does fire very slowly. I'm regretting my initial decisions here, but you know what? It's for science, alright? For science. Let's just huck these axes. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why the bouncing shots are attractive. I also wish enemies were hit by spike traps. It doesn't really make sense to me why they aren't. It's like, oh, you're like a gravedigger dude that does gravedigger things. Well, hey, we get a lantern. It's not a good lantern, but it does give us a light radius, which is good. Oh boy. This is quite the adventure. Let's just hurl our axes off into the wild blue yonder. Because explosions, apparently. Wow. Everything is smoking. Ring of Ice Defense. It's not as good. I was thinking about it, and it's like, ice defense, when do I even get hit by ice? And the answer is really just a little bit on the sewers, and that's not good enough to warrant getting a ring of ice defense. No way, no how, no Jose. Okay, so we've got... oh, that was my totem doing it. I was like, what hit all of them? Because I think my problem with the axes in general is, yes, they ricochet, but they don't ricochet from enemy to enemy. And if they ricocheted from words. If they ricocheted from enemy to enemy, I think I would be really happy with it as a weapon. Because, you know, that would be pretty awesome. A good way of, like, clearing out multiple enemies at once. Because no weapon in this game that I've ever experienced... no weapon I've experienced in this game has been particularly good at taking out large groups of enemies at once. And that puts us back up to full health. Nice. Because, like, the steel bolt bounces a bunch. Oh, well, we've already found the boss. It works for me. I'm still going to want to explore the level, but, you know, I was about to say win in Rome again. That's never a good thing. Okay, so he is the actually easy to deal with variety, as opposed to the pseudo-scary variety of Zombie Warlord. Because I really would rather fight the one that, you know, hucks his thing, that is, you know, very easily dodged, than the one that twirls around constantly and does a bunch of damage. Of course, I did get hit there. Not very keen on that. I've got to be a little bit higher on the dodging. I've been mostly trying to take out the zombie piles. Well, that was a spell, not the right spell I wanted, but whatever. I'm taking a little bit of damage here. I'm really focusing on trying to get the zombies dead, apart from anything else, and I think the main goal here is not to hang around close to him. Also a lot of cash. And I guess really as soon as he starts making that shouty noise, I just immediately book it to the side. Which kind of makes sense. Anyway, he's barely got any zombies left, which is perfect. And I forgot, I can also use my actual, like, sprint dodge as a sprint dodge. Of course, it does have a bit of a cooldown. But I think we're going to be okay here. I just gotta keep my distance to a small degree and wail axes into him, especially when he starts doing his, like, shouty moves. Yeah, tight circles around him. He can't deal with the tight circles. Dark Souls skills. Watch me just get immediately hit as a result of this. Oh, apparently there were more zombies. I was not paying attention. The moment I took out zombies, things got a lot easier. Or at least, most of the zombies. There's technically still one. Oh well. Yeah, this is wicked easy. Whereas the dude that does the twirly stuff, you can't do this to. Because cheesy tactics don't work when the guy's swinging a steel ball around him in, you know, tight to long circles in such a way that it will hurt a lot. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of cheesy strategy I'll cook up for him eventually. But as it stands, the amount of cheese I can throw at this guy is pretty significant. I was about to say poutine, but poutine... Is poutine cheese, or is it... Oh yeah, it is cheese curds. So, yeah, poutine levels of cheese thrown at this guy. And I think I can come back out. Let's see what kind of new weapon I've got available for us. Boomerang. Yeah... I'm gonna go with the boomerang again. I liked the boomerang better than the golden axe. Honestly, I'm regretting the fact that I left the lance behind, but there's no way for me to retrieve that in any way, shape, or form, much to my general dismay. And next time I will know, don't pick up the golden axe. Honestly, in general, don't pick up any of the axe weapons. They're not worth it. Unless there's like some kind of mystical side ability that I don't know about that I could use them for, but as it stands, I have yet to find a truly productive use for the axes in this game. Maybe some people will prefer it, but I definitely don't. Anyway, so we've got mystery ring. Trickster boots and a mystery book. Well, adventures, monster manual, and an anti-freeze ring. That was not exactly what I was hoping for. go with the anti-freeze ring. It's probably not very good. Oh. The boomerang... Yeah, the boomerang is definitely the better weapon, actually. It does have a couple of issues, especially if you miss, but the fact that it goes through enemies and hits them twice is... kind of makes it the perfect weapon in a lot of cases. There we go. See? Even kills freaking... Oh man, look at that. Yeah, if you can get it at the apex of the spin, you can just wreck everything. Anyway, now we're up to 400 starting gold, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Oh right, I should probably look at what the monster manual does. Monster manual. Displays enemy health, equipped to book patch. Oh, that's why I can suddenly see everybody's health. That's really convenient. I actually kind of hope I find the blueprint for that one, because that one actually could be very convenient for certain fights. Or, you know, just for the fact that it's kind of hard while I haven't played this game excessively, that I'm not terribly well versed in how many hits it takes to kill an enemy. Oh, that zombie was sneaking up on me. Now we got an owl. Trying to, yeah, there we go. Got it with a couple of strikes, and then all we have left is this guy. I really hope we get the blueprint for the boomerang at some point soon. But I get the feeling it's going to be well past our price range, which I'm a little salty about. But, ow. Completely forgot about these things. I'm not entirely sure, not entirely why. Sure how or why. There we go, words. But I did, and they're a pain in the ass. Okay, so this is a terminus room, and there's nothing else here for us. Luckily, I think I left the healing potion behind, so at the very least, we're going to be able to get back up to full-ish. There we go, and yep, boomerang, definitely the weapon for me. Because, especially now that I know how to handle it properly. There we go, took out that bat, and then all we have is that bat. Yeah. Oh, it even grabs treasure for you. That is... seriously. Why is this weapon the best? Why? I don't know. Is that it for here? Have we cleared the entire map? Yes, we have. So, we can get out of here. Please don't be an explosive. Thank you very much. And let's go see about the boss. And, because we left the healing potion alone, because we weren't that injured, I'm going to be able to pick it up and get up to full health. Perfect. And we've got a fair amount of cash, too. Can't complain. Should figure out what trickiness does. Also, I saw that the developers are still adding on to this game, which I'm actually kind of happy about. Because, I mean, Binding of Isaac, they're making Rebirth, so technically they're adding on in their own special way. But I love when a roguelike developer keeps adding to the game. Joe from Tower of Guns does that. And I think that's, like, the coolest thing ever. Because, you know, I mean, why not add more items? Why not add extra secret levels, or a boss, or a different game mode, or challenge modes, or I don't even know what. There are really no limits once you have a game done. I just, you know, kind of wish more people would be like, alright, we finished our game. How can we make it more ridiculous? I'm looking at you, Ubisoft, with your whole Far Cry Blood Dragon thing. That was pretty much the pinnacle of game design, if you ask me. Anyway, so I've been asked to cut these episodes up just because they get a little long, and I think I'm going to break them up based on level, or at least once I'm competent enough, I'm going to break them up on level. But considering I spent so much time on the forest, and I'm probably going to spend a lot of time on the sewer, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you guys on the next episode tomorrow. So, see you guys then, and as always, thanks for watching.